Namaste, good morning. Friends, we continue our understanding into the house property chapter. What we have so far seen is now we know how to compute annual value in different circumstances. We know to compute annual value in different circumstances. How is that? Step 1, MV, FRV, whichever is higher. That answer with SR, whichever is lower. That answer with AR, whichever is higher. The answer of step 3 is known as expected rental value. Less vacancy allowance, if it is there, I will reduce. I will get gross annual value. Less municipal taxes paid, I will get net annual value. The two deductions you can, net annual value. And then we had the cases going. In case of self-occupied property, NAV will be nil. For two properties, you can claim the benefit of self-occupation. Units, multiple units, period, okay. Accumulation, that is composite rent, okay. So all these cases we have been seeing, okay. So if I go to the front, top, it says annual value. Now we know annual value of a property consisting of land and building together, opportunent thereto, of which the assessee is the owner. We know concept of owner and deemed owner, shall be chargeable to tax under this chapter after providing for deduction under section 24. After providing for deduction under section 24. After providing for deduction under section 24. Standard deduction. Standard deduction. What is the standard deduction in salaries chapter?
$50,000.
50,000, sir.
50,000. Good. Here, standard deduction, okay, 30% of NAV. 30% of net annual value, friends. Standard deduction is 30% of net annual value. So if net annual value is rupees 1 lakh, if the net annual value is rupees 1 lakh, standard deduction is 30,000. No other computation I need to make. Standard deduction is 30,000. Standard deduction 30% of NAV. Okay. Standard deduction 30% of NAV. Naji, can you unmute? Naji 9.
Yes, sir.
Which property will not have standard deduction? Standard deduction 30% of NAV. If NAV is 1 lakh, standard deduction 30,000. Which property will not have standard deduction?
Self-occupied.
That's beautiful. Self-occupied properties, friends, because NAV is 0. NAV is 0. So for a self-occupied property, standard deduction will not come. Okay. So the standard deduction is always 30% of NAV, and for a self-occupied property you cannot claim because NAV of a SO, self-occupied property, is nil. That's why it is it's not there. Okay. If you remember last class, I think Darshit or somebody asked me, what about, sir, I incur lot of maintenance charges, I incur lot of small cost for my house property, will those be allowed as deduction? That is why standard deduction. 30% of NAV is given as standard deduction for the maintenance, repairs, and upkeep of the property. Okay, you cannot claim separately. I am giving you 30%, boss. 1 lakh is your NAV. 30,000 becomes your expenditure. For all purposes, you can spend 30,000, and I'm only going to tax 70,000. Interest on borrowed capital. Interest on borrowed capital. Interest on borrowed capital. What is that borrowed capital? Borrowed capital means loan taken for the purpose of construction of property. Borrowed capital means, my dear friends, loan taken for the purpose of construction of the property. On that, the interest paid for construction or purchase, sorry, construction of, on that the interest paid will be allowed. Okay, loan should be taken for purchase slash construction slash repair or renewal of the property. Loan should be taken for what purposes? It can be for purchase, construction, repair, renewal of the property. Loan can be taken for the purpose of purchase, construction, repair, or modification, renewal of the property. Loan should be taken from a recognized financial institution. Loan should be taken from a recognized financial institution. It should not be personal, person-to-person loan. I cannot take loan from one other individuals. I cannot take loan from my brother. I cannot take loan from my neighbor and claim it. It should be from a recognized banks, LIC, okay, various financial organizations like that. Okay, loan should be taken from a recognized financial institution. In the case of let out property, whole of the interest is allowed as deduction. Okay, in the case of let out property, friends, whatever be the deduction, whatever be the interest, it will be allowed as deduction. Whatever be the interest, it will be allowed as deduction in the case of let out property. In the case of self-occupied property, if the loan is for purchase slash construction, if the loan is for purchase or construction, in the case of self-occupied property, where the loan is for purchase or construction, maximum interest, actual or rupees 2 lakhs, whichever is less. The maximum interest you can claim is actual or rupees 2 lakhs, whichever is less. The maximum interest you can claim is actual or rupees 2 lakhs, whichever is less. In the case of a self-occupied property, if the loan is for purchase or construction, the maximum interest you can claim is actual or rupees 2 lakhs, whichever is less. Whichever is less. Bharti?
Yes, sir.
Maximum interest actual or rupees?
2 lakhs.
Is it per property? I can claim two self-occupied properties. Is it per property?
Mm, yes, sir.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Tell your auditor today that you told something like this, which is wrong. Okay. Friends, no, I haven't used the word it is per house. In case of self-occupied property, okay. So please note, okay, even if two houses are claimed as self-occupation, maximum is rupees 2 lakhs. Even if two houses are claimed as self-occupation, my dear friends, maximum you can claim is only rupees 2 lakhs. It is not per property. For both the properties put together, it is only 2 lakhs. For both the properties put together, it is only 2 lakhs. So, even if two houses are claimed as self-occupation, the maximum interest is rupees 2 lakhs. In the case of self-occupied property, if the loan is for repair or renewal, maximum interest actual or rupees 30,000, whichever is less. In the case of self-occupied property and the loan is taken for repair or renewal of the property, if the loan is taken for repair or renewal of the property, maximum interest is actual or rupees 30,000, whichever is less. Maximum interest is actual or rupees 30,000, whichever is less. So, let out property, whole interest can be claimed. Self-occupied property, it is restricted to 2 lakhs or 30,000 as the case may be. If you read the law, 2 lakhs or 30,000 as the, what is as the case may be? If the loan is for purchase or construction, 2 lakhs, repairs or renewal, 30,000.
But for any self-occupied property, NAV is nil, no, sir.
Yeah. I got your point.
So,
I'll clarify. Our friend's question is, for a self-occupied property, NAV is nil, except that chapter of salaries. All other chapter, loss is also a possibility. Except the chapter of salaries, where loss cannot come. All the other 4 chapters, loss is also a possibility. So, as our friend has understood, sir, NAV nil minus 2 lakhs, what will happen? There will be a loss of 2 lakhs.
okay.
Heading, friends, is a heading concept of pre-construction period interest. Concept of pre-construction period interest. Concept of pre-construction period interest. PCP interest. Concept of pre-construction period interest. Okay, what is this? Friends, we all know something that I start the construction now, I cannot complete it. It might take some period of time to construct. And if at all I am purchasing booking an apartment, they will take 2-3 years to hand over the apartment. So let us take, I got the loan in 2017-18, but the property was handed over in 1920, very slowly. I got the loan in 2017-18. Will bank charge interest in 17-18? Obviously, yes. Bank will not say, "Oh, your construction is not completed, or you need not pay interest." For them, when they give you a loan, they are supposed to. Okay, so in 2017-18, I got the loan for construction of a property. I paid the interest. But can I claim the deduction? Means the answer is no. Why? Unless there is a house property, you cannot claim the deduction. House property, is the house property there? No, it's not there. It's under construction. The house property itself is not there. It is under construction. So where is the question of claiming interest? You cannot claim that interest. You cannot claim that interest. So, point number 1, 16-17 you cannot claim. Because no HP, no interest, but interest is payable to bank. 17-18 you cannot claim. No HP, no interest. HP is house property. Okay, no HP, no interest. 19-20 the property comes into existence. Now the interest of 17-18 and 18-19 pre-construction period interest from the current year they are going to allow. How? That's what this provision is. Pre-construction period means the period preceding the year in which construction of property is completed. Pre-construction period means the period preceding the year in which construction of property is completed. Pre-construction period means the period preceding the year in which construction of property is completed. PCP interest. PCP stands for pre-construction period. Okay. Pre-construction period interest can be accumulated and claimed as deduction in 5 equal installments commencing from the year of completion of construction. PCP interest can be accumulated and claimed in 5 equal installments commencing from the year in which construction is completed. PCP interest can be accumulated and claimed as deduction in 5 equal installments commencing from the year of completion of construction. Okay. Okay. The maximum period of accumulation can be 5 years. In other words, the construction should have been completed within 5 years. The construction should have been completed within 5 years. Okay, right friends, right friends. Jakruti, okay. Sitaram, are you there? Ramkumar, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Pre-construction period means the period,
Before the construction is completed.
huh?
Before the construction is completed.
Okay. நீ எழுதியிருக்கிறத படி.
Is the period preceding the year in which construction of property is completed.
Please take a highlighter and highlight preceding the year. Literal language and legal language are different. If when I asked him what is pre-construction period, his first answer is before the construction is completed. Literally the correct. Legally it is not correct. Why? Friends, today 11/6/2020 I complete the construction. Today 11/6/2020 I complete the construction. Literally till yesterday, my dear friends, 10th June 2020, the property is known as under construction. Pre-construction period is literally till yesterday. Okay, today only I have completed, so till yesterday it is pre-construction. It is literal. Income tax law says pre-construction means the period preceding, not the date. If they have used the word date, then it is correct, till yesterday. But they have used the word preceding the year in which property is completed. What is the difference? My dear friends, the property construction is completed on 11/6/2020. This falls in the year 2021. 1/4/2020 to 31/3. In the date, today's date falls in the year 2021. So pre-construction period means from the beginning to 31/3/2020, not 10/6/2020. It is not preceding the date of completion of construction. It is preceding the year. So this date falls in the year 2021. So any period till 31/3/2020 is known as pre-construction period. Any period till 31/3/2020 is known as pre-construction period. Pre-construction period means the period preceding the year in which construction of property is completed. I don't mind. You can stay in your theory notebook itself and start taking the examples. of loan 1/10/2014. Date of completion of construction 16/5/2018. 16/5/2018. What is pre-construction period? What is pre-construction period? Date of loan, date of completion of construction. So, what is pre-construction period? Okay. Okay. Solution. Date of completion of construction 16/5/2018. Year of completion 16/5/2018 falls in which year, my dear friends?
18,
16/5/2018 falls in which year?
1819, sir.
1819. That is nothing but 1/4/2018 to 31/3/2019. Okay, it falls in the year 1819. It falls in the year 1819. Therefore, PCP, pre-construction period. Therefore, pre-construction period. Okay. Date of loan 1/10/2014. Annilinda interest. Interest is from the date of loan 1/4/2018 to 31/3/2018. 1/10/2014 to 31/3/2018. That is date of loan to the, okay, leave the year of construction till the preceding year. Pre-construction period means the period preceding the year in which completion. So year of completion is this. So preceding to that is known as pre-construction. Atiti, if you are there, I want the pre-construction.
Yes, sir.
Take your time.
So 1/1/15 to 31st March 19.
1/1/15 to 31/3/2019. Anybody having a different answer? Okay, do you understand? Yes, she is right. It is 12/10/19, my dear friends. So 12/10/19 falls in the year 1920, which is nothing but 1/4/19 to 31/3/20. Okay, so the year preceding is the answer. Before 1/4/2019. So it will end with 31/3/2019. I'll take your answer, Aishwarya. issue is not there. I'll take your answer, Divya.
Uh, 110, 16 to, I think it's 31st 320.
110, 16 to
31st 320.
31, 320. There's somebody answer different answer.
So up till 31st March
30.
19,
To 31st March
2019.
19. Exactly. Okay, because it is 31, 320. So this is falling in the year 1920. Year of completion is 1920, which starts from 1/4/2019. So it will end with 31/3/2019. Yeah, somebody was asking me a doubt. You can.
Sir, can you please scroll up?
Sure. Shilpa, have you joined the Shilpa? Just I saw your text. So friends, okay. Yeah, Shilpa, I'll take your answer.
Sir, 1 minute, sir, I'm working on.
Yeah.
Sir, 1 3 15 to 31 to 70.
31/3/2017. That's the answer. Okay. 1/3/2015 to, because the year of completion is 1718. This particular days fall in 1718. So it will start from 1/4/17. So 31/3/2017. Yeah, Ramkumar. Okay. Yeah, Bharati.
Sir,
Raja, answer.
uh, K6, sir.
Okay, 6.
20 until 2000. Okay. Sorry. There is no interest. There can be no interest claim, sir.
அடி வாங்குவேன். எப்போ இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் பேங்க்ல இல்லாம இருக்கும்? ஆன்சர் வேற சொல்லு. There is no PCP. There is no reconstruction period. When the property construction and when the loan and the construction completion are in the same year. When the loan and construction completion are in the same year, obviously there will be no PCP. Should be 4 and 5. So friends, okay, PCP period is the period preceding the year of completion, not the date, year of completion. PCPP interest will be accumulated and claimed over 5 installments, or 5 years. Okay, so now in both the cases, okay, in both the cases, whole interest is allowed as deduction, actual interest. So note the term interest means both current year and pre-construction period interest. The term interest means both current year and pre-construction period interest. Okay, assessee can claim current year interest plus 1/5 of PCP interest. What the assessee can claim is, please understand, what the assessee can claim is current year interest plus 1/5 of pre-construction period interest. What the assessee can claim is current year interest, he can claim it in full, and 1/5 of PCP interest. So in the case of let out property, wholly it is allowed. In the case of self-occupied property, actual, which is current plus 1/5, that is the actual, or rupees 2 lakhs, whichever is less.
So I have a doubt.
Go ahead.
If the maximum period of accumulation is more than 5 years, then 5 years can be taken for deduction.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Go to your practical notebook. Heading interest. Heading interest.
Sir, முதல் 5 years கடைசில 5
கடைசி
years sir.
5 years.
Sir, ஆனா முதல் 5 years தானே சார் அதிகம் இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் இருக்கும்.
இல்லப்பா ராஜா, கடைசி 5 years தான். ஒரு 1ஆம் தேதி வாங்கியிருந்தா ஈக்குவலா தான் இருக்கும். பட் லாஸ்ட் 5 years தானே ஜாஸ்தியா இருக்கும். அக்யூமுலேட் ஆயிட்டு வந்துட்டு இருக்கும். பெனிஃபிட் தானே நமக்கு லாஸ்ட் 5 years.
Sir, can you show it notes for me?
Yeah, sure.
Sir,
Just a minute, friend.
if the addition of these two interest is greater than 2 lakh, still we'll be able to claim only 2 lakh.
Maximum is 2 lakhs. Maximum you can claim is 2 lakhs.
Okay.
சார்
Raja.
இந்த முதல் 5 இயர்ஸ் கடைசி 5 இயர்ஸ் எனக்கு புரியல சார். இப்போ லோன் வாங்கினது 2015, பட் இயர் ஆஃப் கம்ப்ளீஷன் இஸ் 2025னா 15 to 20 கட்டினது அலோடா இல்ல 20 to 25 கட்டினது அலோடா?
Interest of 20 to 25.
ஓகே, பட் 15 to 20 தானே சார் நிறைய இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் கட்டியிருப்பாங்க, பிகாஸ் லோன் அமௌண்ட் நிறைய இருக்கும். 20ல ரீபே கூட பண்ணிருப்பாங்க.
I understood your down. In the bank, repayment will start only from the construction completion year. Bank will not commence repayment immediately.
ஓகே சார்.
அதனால உனக்கு லாஸ்ட் 5 இயர்ஸ் தான். So friends, to your practical notebook. I mean question number 10, page number 76. Question number 10, page number 76. Mr. Rahul constructed a house with a borrowed capital of 40 lakhs at 12% per annum. The amount was borrowed on 1/10/2014 and construction was completed on 31/1/2017. Compute the interest deduction for the financial year 1920, which is AY 2021, assuming that nothing is repaid in the loan. Nothing is repaid in the loan. My dear friends, current year interest, that is nothing but your financial year 1920. Current year interest, what is the total loan component? 40 lakhs into 12%, 4,80,000. Let me take it as A. Current year interest is equal to nothing has been repaid on the loan, so entire 40 lakhs is outstanding. 40 lakhs into 12%, 4,80,000. 4,80,000. Pre-construction period interest, PCP interest, date of loan 1/10/2014, date of completion of construction, 31/1/17, 31/1/17, date of completion of construction 31. Therefore, PCP, pre-construction period. Therefore, pre-construction period is anybody?
1/10/2014 to 31
To 31?
31
31st March 16.
Good, that's good. Both of you, that's it. Another, that's good. Okay, 31/3/2016. Therefore, this is the PCP. Okay, 14/15, 6 months. 15/16, whole year. Because I got the loan on 1/10/2014. I got the loan on 1/10/2014. So, for 2014-15, financial year 14-15, 6 months only, my dear friends. So 40 lakhs into 12% into 6 by 12 for 1516. For 1516, it's full year. Okay, 40 lakhs into 12%, 4,80,000. Total PCP interest, total PCP interest, total PCP interest, my dear friends, is 7,20,000. Let us keep it as B. What I can claim is current year interest, okay, which is nothing but A, plus 1/5 of PCP interest, nothing but 1/5 of B. Okay, this is what is claimable by me. So 4,80,000 plus 7,20,000 divided by 5. My total interest I can claim is 6,24,000. Take your time to understand just a minute. Current year interest, always what you can claim is current year interest plus 1/5 of PCP. So current year interest you will compute, total PCP interest you will compute. This can be claimed for 5 years. The property was completed in the year 1617, 1617, 1718, 1819, 1920, 2021. 5 years you can compute and claim. So in the financial year 1920, that is assessment year 2021, you can claim current year interest plus 1/5 of PCP. The law says if it is let out property, claim entire 624. If it is self-occupied property, you can only claim 2 lakhs. Any doubts?
சார் அப்ப பிசிபி இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட்ல 1/5 மட்டும்தான் கிளைம் பண்ண முடியுமா சார்?
5 years claim பண்ணலாம்ப்பா. 1/5 entire 720 I am giving, but not in 1 year. ஒரே வருஷம் கொடுத்தா நீ என்ன பண்ணுவ? 720 plus 480. 1 year the interest will be 12 lakhs, which is not possible. So they say entire 720 I will give, but not in 1 installment, in 5 installment. 1/5 every year you claim.
Okay.
Friends, I want you to try case 2, case 3 and the 11th question also. In all these cases, give me the interest direction. Please work out case 2, case 3 and the 11th question also. No problem, Aishwarya. I got your message. You can give me the answer for this question if you are able to.
Yes, sir. I'm audible now, sir.
Yeah, you're audible. Take your time, work out, and give me the answer.
So for case 2, 7,20,000. For case 3, 8,16,000.
1 minute. This case 2 is?
7,20,000.
Okay.
8,16,000.
Okay. Just a minute, I'll be back. Just a minute. You have any other answers, friends? Apart from what Aishwarya said.
For 11th question, I'm getting answer of 470, 400, sir.
That's beautiful, Rashid. Friends, these are all the answers which I'm also getting. Okay. This is for case 2 and case 3 of the 10th question.
Sir, can you show the 11th question?
Yeah, I'll show the 11th. This is for case 2 and case 3 of the 10th question. This is 2.5 years, that is 14-15 is 6 months, 15-16, 16-17. This is 3.5 years. So this is the current year interest plus 1/5 of PCP, 720,816, and this is the 11th question's answer.
Sir, can you explain
Yes,
how did you get 6,72,000?
Ben?
Sir, can you explain how did you get the 6,72,000?
So yeah, I can explain you. So it started with 1/4/2017 and ended in May 19. So May 19 falls in the financial year 1920, which falls takes on 1/4/2019. So my completion will be that the PCP will be 1/4/2017 to 31/3/2019. 2 years, 17-18, 18-19, 2 years. So my PCP interest will be 42 lakhs loan amount into 8% into 2 years. Okay, that's why that's how I got 672.
Yes, sir.
சார் அந்த கொஸ்டின்ல ரெண்ட் கொடுத்துருக்காங்கல்ல சார்,
இப்போ இனிமேதான் நீ அதெல்லாம் we'll come to those, don't worry. So friends, okay, interest on, well, okay, you need to find out PCP and compute the interest. Back to theory notebook. Back to theory notebook. Summary of the chapter. Summary of the chapter. Summary of the chapter. Section wise summary I am going. Section 22, basis of charge. We all know how to charge. Annual value of a property consisting of land and building opportunity thereto, of which the assessee is the owner, shall be chargeable after deduction under section 24. Section 23, annual value. How to compute annual value, the various cases we saw. Section 24, deduction. Section 24, deduction. Section 25A, nothing but unrealized rent recovered and arrears of rent. Okay, and arrears of rent received. Unrealized rent recovered and arrears of rent received. Section 26, co-ownership, which is also known as joint ownership. Joint ownership. Co-ownership or joint ownership. One moment. Co-ownership or joint ownership. Section 27, deemed ownership. Section 27, deemed ownership. So these are all the things which we saw. Section. Okay. Now points to remember. Points to remember. MT will be, MT stands for municipal taxes, will be allowed as deduction only if it is paid by owner. Past period can be claimed but not advanced. MT will be allowed as deduction only if it is paid by the owner. Past period can be accumulated and claimed, but not MT paid in advance, but not municipal taxes paid in advance. Okay. Only two deductions will be allowed in HP. Okay. Standard deduction and interest. No other deduction can be claimed. Okay. We have a technical terminology called, okay, section 24 is exhaustive. Section 24 is exhaustive. That's all. You cannot, I told you, inclusive. You can go on including. Exhaustive, that's all. You cannot. Section 24 is exhaustive, which means only two deduction. In the question, they will give you insurance, repair, ground rent, so many other things. All things you should ignore. What you want is only interest. Standard deduction, we know that they cannot give unless I compute the annual value. I cannot 30% of NAV. So standard deduction, I know. Why will look for only one information? What is the interest? Okay. No other deduction can be claimed. Section 24 is exhaustive. Maximum interest for self-occupied property is rupees 2 lakhs. Maximum interest for self-occupied property, you can claim only rupees 2 lakhs. Not more than that, only rupees 2 lakhs. Let out property, whole of interest can be claimed. Let out property, whole of interest can be claimed. Let out property, whole of interest can be claimed. interest includes PCP interest also, which means in a year, current year interest plus 1/5 of PCP interest can be claimed, which means in a year, current year interest plus 1/5 of PCP interest can be claimed. Friends, understand very patiently. PCP interest can be claimed only for 5 years in 5 equal installment. 1920, that is your previous year. 1819, 1718, 1617, 1516. Repeating, 1920, I'm going back. If 1920 is the 5th year, 1819, 1718, 1617, 1516. So, if your interest starts from 1516, 1920 becomes your last year. So, I write, if the construction of property is completed before 31/3/2015, then no PCP interest will arise in 1920. If the construction is completed on or before 31/3/2015, what happens? 1415 becomes the first year. 1415, 1516, 1617, 1718, 1819. Already over 5 years, you will have current year interest, but you will not have any PCP interest. I am repeating, if the construction is completed, because 5 years தான் claim பண்ணலாம், maximum 5 years only you can claim, 1/5 every year. Okay, so if the construction is completed before 31/3/2015, that means your first year in which you are going to claim is 1415. 14, 15, 15, 16, 16, 17, 17, 18, 18, 19. 5 years is over. In 1920, you cannot claim. So, construction year, if they give completion of construction, look for whether it is after 31/3/2015. Then only you can take the 5 years. Any doubts? You are still in your theory notebook. I'm just using this space. You are continuing in your theory notebook. Format of construction, format of, okay, solution, okay, format of solution, or you can say format of computation.
Sir,
Raja,
property stock in trade
property,
stock in trade இருந்தா
அது business or profession ல தான் claim பண்ணுவாங்க, இந்த சாப்டர்ல இல்ல. Okay, format of solution or computation. in case of let out property. In case of let out property, the answer will start with expected rental value. The answer will start with expected rental value. Friends, the answer will start with expected rental value. Less vacancy allowance. Less vacancy allowance. Gross annual value. Gross annual value. Less empty paid. Only paid will be allowed as deduction, paid by the owner. Okay, I will hit that net annual value. Okay, I will start the answer with ERV. Less vacancy allowance, I will get GAV. Less municipal taxes paid, I will get NAV. Okay, deduction under section 24. Standard deduction, which is always 30% of NAV. You don't need any computation. When you get NAV, you get the standard deduction. Interest on borrowed capital, which can be current year plus 1/5 of of PCP. Okay, the total will go to the outer column. The final answer you get is known as, one more, and, okay, never forget this step, and 70% of unrealized rent recovered or arrears of rent. Now you all know why 70%, because why 70%? Because 30% goes as standard deduction. That's why 70%. And 70% of unrealized rent recovered or arrears of rent. The final answer you will get now is known as, okay, the final answer you will get now is known as income or loss from house property. Except salary chapter, in every other chapter it can be either income or loss. In case of self-occupied property, directly start the answer NAV nil. Directly start the answer NAV nil. Interest on borrowed capital, which is nothing but current year plus 1/5 of PCP. So obviously here, as our friend was saying, loss from house property. Loss from house property, okay, will be the answer because it can only be loss. Remember, this is restricted to rupees 2 lakhs. Patiently look through that format. I hope this is clear. Okay. The loss from house property in the case of self-occupied. So this is how it arises. To your practical notebook, let's start with the comprehensive solutions. Let's start with the comprehensive. I'll come back to 11. I'm in 12A, question number 12A, page number 77. See, Arun is the owner of a house property, the construction of which was completed on 31/5/19. The house property was self-occupied for June and July, later let out for 10,000. MV, FRV, SR. Whenever there is no standard rent, the answer becomes all the more easy because straightforward I can find whichever is higher. The following are the expenses paid. Okay, the following are the expenses and the word paid appears. Ensure that the word paid is appearing. Okay, the following are the expenses paid. Okay, municipal taxes, repair, ground rent, insurance லாம் படிக்கவே கூடாது. Okay, omitted. It cannot be claimed. Interest on borrowed capital 40,000. Compute income from house property. Computation of income from house property. Gross annual value. Gross annual value 80,000. Gross annual value 80,000. Less, okay, MT paid, that is municipal taxes paid, less municipal taxes paid 6,000. Net annual value, net annual value will be 74,000. Deduction under section 24. Standard deduction, okay, 74,000 into 30%. Interest on borrowed capital 40,000. Income from house property. Income from house property. Question number 14. Question number 14. Shri Gopal owns a house property, the details of which are MV, SR, actual rent 20,000 into 12, my dear friends, 2,40,000. There itself, right and keep. 20,000 into 12, 2,40,000. Municipal taxes, 10% of municipal value paid on 15/4/2020. The property remained vacant for 1 month. He borrowed 10 lakhs at 10%. During the year, he recovered. Remember, it is recovery of unrealized rent. If you see the format, you will understand. Recovery comes here. Okay. So, during the year, he recovers unrealized rent of previous year, 30,000. Compute IHP. Compute IHP, please. Go ahead. Your time starts now. After completing, give me the answer, Sianas. Are you ready with your answer? Oh, our friend lost the connection. Not a problem. Ambika, can you give me the answer?
Sir,
Yeah.
61,000, sir.
Huh?
61,000.
61,000. Send your photo.
Yes.
Sienna, send the photo. Ambika?
Sir, Shivagam, sir. Yes, sir.
1 minute.
Yes, sir.
Well, both Ambika and Sienna, you have to do the same thing. That is, turn your ears, ask somebody to just squill your ears. Where is municipal taxes paid in 1920? The date is clearly given. The date is clearly given that it is paid on 15/4/2020. The date is clearly given that it is not paid in 1920. It is paid in 2021. So that's why you've gone wrong. Many other friends texted me 75. Yeah, you're right. So friends, 250 ERV, vacancy allowance 20, GAV 220, which becomes the NAV also, because municipal taxes has not been paid in 1920. Standard deduction 66, interest on borrowed capital 1 lakh, and add 70% of unrealized rent. So 75,000 will be your answer. 75,000 will be your answer.
Sir, on the previous question, sir. 12 years. 12A answer மட்டும் வருது
Yeah,
சார்.
அது வேணுமா?
Just scroll up பண்ணுங்க.
Yeah, sure.
12A. Okay sir.
Srimati Pooja owns one big house divided into 2 units. 50% of floor area is let out for a monthly rent of 8,200, remains vacant for 1 month, and unrealized rent is 7,100. This is not recovered, this is unrealized rent, which should be reduced from the actual rent received or receivable. Okay. The other 50% is self-occupied. Other details for whole of the house. Okay, of whole of the house is MV, FRV, SR, repairs is, we don't want it, NT paid, interest on borrowed capital, we don't want ground rent, we don't want insurance premium, determine HP. So there are two properties. It is like two different units. Okay, it is like two different units. If I go to the theory for a minute, okay, and look at property self-occupied, where one house is divided into multiple units, each unit will be taken as separate property. So unit 1 let out, unit 2 self-occupied. Benefit of self-occupation can be, okay, here it is only one unit, not a problem. For this purpose, MV, SR, MT and interest will be divided based on floor area. Here equal floor area. Okay. So we have to work out separately for self-occupied property, where we have the actual rent minus unrealized rent will give us the net actual rent, and then vacancy allowance, municipal taxes, all things are available. Go ahead, friends. Go ahead. I am getting these as the answers.
So can you scroll up?
You want to know how I got this?
Yes, sir.
8,200 into 12 minus 7,100. 8,200 into 12 minus unrealized rent recovered. I mean, sorry, unrealized rent, not unrealized.
சார் அன்ரியலைஸ்ட் நம்ம தனி ஐட்டமா காட்டலாமா சார்?
Raja?
Unrealized.
Not a problem. Not a problem. You can show.
So can you scroll down?
composite rent. Question number 12. Composite rent. So when I go to the theory part of composite rent, when I go to the theory part of rent for properties and amenities, where the rent is split between them, property rent is taxable in this chapter and amenities goes so. So don't tax amenities here. We are only finding IHP. So only Kannan is the owner of a big flat which he lets out at a rent of 15,000. Rent is inclusive of lift charges, maintenance charges by furniture hire. All three are composite rent. All three are all three are amenities. Sorry, all three are amenities. So you should not tax it here in this chapter because the question. If they ask total income, that is different. The question is compute income from property. So it will not come here. The property has remained vacant for his tenant pays a municipal taxes of 2,000. The property has remained vacant for Jan and Feb for your year. The property was purchased out of a bank loan for 10 lakh at 12.5%. The loan was obtained on 1st May and the construction was completed on 31st March 2019, assuming nothing is repaid in the loan. Assume nothing is repaid in the loan. Please assume that nothing is repaid in the loan. Compute IHP. After completing, Deepak, I will take your answer. Municipal taxes are paid by the tenant. Very clearly given, Ovia. Very clearly given. Deepak, Badawa. Municipal taxes are paid by the tenant. So you should not give it as a deduction. You should not give it as a deduction. the property rent is only 13,000 per month. The property rent is only 13,000. 2,000 goes towards amenities. 2,000 goes towards amenities. So 15,000 minus 500, 650, 850. You cannot tax that. So vacancy allowance, gross annual value, which becomes the net annual value. So you will end up with a loss. You will end up with a loss from house property of 34,000. You will end up with a loss from house property of 34,000.
Sir, first year interest 11 months தானே சார் வரும்?
Raja?
First year borrowings interest 11
ஆமா.
months தானே சார் வரும்?
கண்டிப்பா ராஜா.
நீங்க 12 months போட்டுட்ட மாதிரி
ஆனா இது
இருக்கு.
ஃபர்ஸ்ட் இயர் இல்லையே, 18, 19 தானே ஃபர்ஸ்ட் இயர்.
ஓகே சார்.
இது full year தானே. Current year is a full year. If I am working for 18, 19, you are right. 11 months. Friends, question number 21 in page number 81. Question number 21 in page number 81. Deepta owns two house property. Determine IHP. Both the house details are given. One house has unrealized rent. Another house has unrealized rent recovered. Both are different treatment. Unrealized rent will be before GAV. Unrealized rent recovered after the last step 70%. Vacancy is there, both the houses are let out. Don't think one is self-occupied, or because when actual rent is given, that means, okay, when actual rent is given, that means both the houses are let out properties only. Both the houses are let out property only. Go ahead. Question number 21 in page 81. I'm going into the answers. Yeah. Last chance, Raja. Deepti, check your answer of also. Sorry, Deepak. Sorry, I probably checked some others and put yours as wrong. Sorry. Yours is right. I was continuously seeing many and just so. Okay.
Sir, municipal value FRV, அப்புறம் FRV standard rent comparison sir. அப்ப 6 lakh
municipal value FRV whichever is
higher.
So 129 or 130 whichever is
sir,
higher.
house
130. That with SR whichever is lower. That with net AR 480 minus 3000.
Okay sir.
Yeah.
Okay sir.
Circumstances. I'm going to the Talivar question. Okay. The other questions I'll tell you what we'll do. Okay. I'm going to the Talivar question directly. Okay. Question number 17 in page number 79. Question number 17 in page number 79, friends. Question number 17 in page number 79. It will take some time because it also has pre-construction. You need to think, etc. SO stands for self-occupied. Okay. So patiently take your time and do. Okay. But concentrate and do. You will easily complete it. You will definitely complete it. Okay. But patiently read it. You are going to read the question and do. Okay. Unrealized rent is different. Unrealized rent recovered is different. Recovered will come as a last step. Unrealized rent will be taken before GAV itself. Patiently read and do it. $4,55,000 is the PCP. That is for 3 years and 3 months. Here it is 5 years, 9 lakhs. So if I go to my main working, majority of you got NAV 450, 4 lakhs correctly. Standard deduction 30% correctly. But current year interest, some of you has missed it, put it 2000, 70% of unrealized rent recovered. Similarly, 4 lakhs, standard deduction 120, current year interest is 35, PCP is my dear friends, 4,55,000 divided by 5, 91,000. 91,000 is the PCP. Okay, so 91,000. So I'm getting 154. Here I'm getting 70 plus 180, 250, but it is restricted to 2 lakhs. It is restricted to 2 lakhs. Maximum you can claim is only 2 lakhs. Here majority of you have not given that, only 5 years. Okay, though you are getting 12, 13, 13, 14, 14, 15, 15, 16, 16, 17, 17, 18. But what you can do is only you can claim for 5 years, but that anyhow can be restricted up to 2 lakhs. Even if you have done a small mistake there, if you are able to restrict it to 2 lakhs, you are through with that. Yeah, friends. Yeah, friends. I want you to try the other questions that are there. I need to give you some answers for salary assignment. Just now when I am trying to do this, I'm the most absent-minded person. So somebody take the responsibility of reminding me often. Very absent-minded, but I forget just like that. Okay, short term shortest term தான் இருக்கு. Okay, so please understand, I will give the salaries also today. I will post the other questions. It is another 5 or 6 questions I want you to try. I want you to read, understand the provision and try the IHP questions. Okay, try it today itself. Try it today itself, friends. Today evening, please find time and try it, so that from Saturday morning we are going to the next chapter. From Saturday morning we are going to the next chapter. Meet you in the next class, that is on Saturday morning, to continue our tax understanding, and we might travel to the next chapter called Profits and Gains of Business or Profession, which is the lengthiest. If you have any doubt, you can ask me.